Assalamualaikum. I am Nafisa from DEC 6B, and today I will talk about some of the examples of social deviant behavior that people have committed during this COVID-19 lockdown and discuss the possible reasons by using sociological concept that I have learned in social deviant chapter, and the four examples for the social deviant behavior that I am going to talk today are the patient or suspect of COVID-19 that have committed suicide, a patient who lies about getting COVID-19 just to get MC, panic buying, and also the privilege who give precedence to the economy over COVID-19. So if you guys are interested to know more about the news or read the news on yourself, you guys can click the link below that I have shared in the description. Okay, so the first example for social deviant behavior is where the patient or the suspect of COVID-19 who had committed suicide. So in Malaysia, this one man had killed himself. One of the suspect of COVID-19 had killed himself at Serdang Hospital, and he was actually found in the bathroom. He was hanging himself on the rope. And in Italy, we have this Italian nurse. She was actually working on the front line, and after being tested positive for the virus, she had decided to kill herself as she feared that she might infect other people as well with the virus. And in India, we have this this Indian man. He jumped off from the 7th floor. He is actually only the suspect of COVID-19. He is not the patient, but he jumped off from the 7th floor in one of the hospitals in New Delhi. The possible reason that can explain such behavior is from Dr. Philip Zimbardo, Transformation of Human Character, which are dispositional and also situational. So first, dispositional, it is actually in any individuals. It can be biological, psychological, or any emotional problems or emotional factors. So in this case, the individuals who had committed suicide, they perhaps had been suffering with an extreme depression for a very long time, or maybe after being warded for COVID-19, various emotions came across in their mind, which result them to give up their life. And as for situational is the circumstances which push any individuals to commit social deviant behavior. So in this case, the patient or the suspect, as they are being warded or they are being locked up in the hospital for COVID-19, they might feel very suffocated, and perhaps they already feel like giving up on their life because they keep seeing a big numbers of people dying from day to day of COVID-19. And as for the nurse, the Italian nurse, as her job is to take care of other patients, she might feel that she is spreading the virus if she keep going on, if she keep working at the hospital. So these circumstances of being a burden at the hospital might lead her to give up her life. Next, the second social deviant behavior is when one of the patients of this clinic decided to lie to the doctor, saying that one of his friends is COVID positive, and this alarmed all of the doctors and nurses in this clinic. So they put this young man in isolation room, but when they come back, they realized that this young man wasn't there. So To sum up everything, this young man had troubled basically everyone in the clinic, and not only the doctors and nurses, but also the head of the village, just to get a particular MC sleep, to get out of having to go to work. The possible reason why this young man commit such behavior can be explained by using Milgram's experiment and also Stanford prison experiment, which are the first small step where the individual believe that social deviant behavior is something that is trivial. So perhaps in this young man's perspective, his action or his intention to get MC sleep doesn't have any significance towards anyone else, because he just only want to get out of his work. And the second one, it actually can be explained by using Merton first theory, which is destructive behavior. So in destructive behavior, we can relate this behavior by saying that this young man is actually very self-centered, very selfish, because he just would want to get MC sleep to basically get out of having to go to work, and not knowing that he already troubled basically everyone in the clinic, also including the head of the village as well. For the third social deviant behavior, which is panic buying, where we can see literally everywhere during this COVID-19 lockdown, and even in Malaysia, our famous gardenia, the original one, already had sold out literally everywhere because of this panic buying. So by using sociological concept that I have learned in social deviance, I can relate this behavior by using Milgram's experiment and also Stanford prison experiment, which is conformity. Conformity is where everyone just go with the flow. So when they saw one person panic buying, they decided to do that as well, because maybe just this process can be explained using the word imitation. And the second one is Zimbardo situational. So situational, I have already mentioned it before. So perhaps some of the individuals or person who had committed panic buying, perhaps they think that they don't have enough food supplies at their home, or maybe due to the RMO or restricted movement order that have been implemented by our government, they think that we don't have enough time, or they don't have enough time to go out and buy the groceries any other time. So they decided to commit panic buying due to these circumstances. As for the last social deviance behavior that I would like to share today, which is the privilege give the economy precedence over COVID-19. So this can be seen when Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said on Fox News that Americans should get back to work and let grandparents take care of themselves. And Golisano, the founder and chairman of the payroll processor Paychecks Incorporated, he said that the damages of keeping the economy closed as it is could be worse than losing a few more people. So basically, these people said that it is okay if we continue with the economy, just to keep up with the economy, even we had to lose some of the people due to COVID-19. And using sociological concept, I would like to relate this by using Milgram's experiment and also Stanford prison experiment, which is dehumanization of others, where we see our members of community as an object instead of a particular human being. So this can be explained when Texas Lieutenant Governor and also Golisano, they actually see some of the workers, some of the teenagers, that they told to continue to work as a machine or as a tool for them to keep up with the current economy, instead of see them as a particular human being that might be infected with coronavirus or COVID-19. And also the next reason that can explain this behavior is Merton first theory, which is the disruptive behavior. And we can say that Golisano and also Dan Patrick is very self-centered and selfish, just because they would like to keep up with the current economy, just because they want to take care of their company. They are willingly to sacrifice some of the innocent lives of other people being infected with COVID-19, just for their own desire, or just for their own importance. And I think that's all from me. Thank you.